G'day, I'm Alana and I'm going to be your host today for today's masterclass. So let's get on into it, shall we? Let me just share my screen here. So, how to create happy and resilient, intuitive kids that are connected to the natural environment. This is for mums who want their kids to have a happy and healthy future with many emotional regulation skills at their disposal, for their kids to have an emotionally responsible outlook, to be a kind and caring member of their community, and for them to form regular habits that improve their holistic health. The things that you're going to learn today are the main problems that mums face with their child's mental health, the 3 common mistakes that prevent kids from being happy more often and how to solve them, the 3 secrets to creating happy, resilient and intuitive kids that are connected to nature. But first of all, I want to acknowledge the Noongar Bibbulmun people as the traditional custodians of the land that we are located on in Perth, Western Australia, and pay respects to the ancestors and elders of this land, past, present and emerging. The next person I want to acknowledge is you for being here today and investing your time and energy. It is my intention to give you a huge amount of value, and at the end of this masterclass, I will give you an opportunity to find out more. Now, I'm not going to be selling anything today, so you can pop away those credit cards. I just want to provide you with some valuable knowledge and give you an opportunity to get to know me to see if I'm a good fit for your family. So the 3 secrets to supporting kids to become connected with themselves and nature is the healing power of yoga and nature combined, how to change your own inner voice, and how to create an assertive mindset. A little bit about me now. So I'm Alana Cooper and I'm the founder of Bush Kids Yoga. I grew up an only child, moving around mainly country New South Wales, with my parents connecting to the natural environment. Throughout my teenage years and early adult years, due to a series of traumas and poor decisions, I was diagnosed with a range of mental illnesses. I tried medication, I tried counselling and mainstream therapies with minimal improvements to my health. When I had my own kids, I began my personal yoga journey. This is when all of that past trauma I had began to heal. That was when I committed to not just teaching my own kids, but all kids the benefits of combining yoga and the healing power of connecting to nature. Since becoming a qualified children's yoga teacher and creating the Connected to Nature Kids Yoga program in January 2019, I have taught hundreds of children to become emotionally regulated, environmentally responsible, and be respectful of the traditional custodians of this land. I've had the pleasure of delivering both the Connecting to Nature and Farm Growth Kids Yoga programs in person and the online forum, providing accessibility for even the most remote families. Those families who are homeschooling, travelling, or even due to health reasons. I have been invited into many early child educational facilities, vacation cares, community centres, playgroups, and primary school educational facilities for workshops and term programs. When I was around 7 years old, I was at my small country primary school that consisted of just 12 students from kindergarten to year 6. I remember getting in trouble with my teacher one day, and I was so upset and crying, so I ran out of the school building into the schoolyard to find the largest tree that I could. I sat down under that tree where there was a rock. It was a heavy rock. I had to, it really took some effort to flip that thing over. But when I did, I could smell that damp smell of the earth, and I watched as the many slaters that were sheltered under it scurried away back under the protection of the rock. One of the slower ones I touched and I seen it curl back up into this little ball. After spending this time connecting to nature, I was able to return to the classroom happy, energised and resilient. Many years later, I arrived home from my honeymoon and I made a commitment to myself and my future children that I would provide myself with the best health that I could. When I remembered that little girl that was quickly and easily healed by nature in the school playground, I had a realization that I had a passion to combine the two most healing modalities to inspire kids to have a happy and healthy future. In the coming years, I became qualified in children's yoga, hypnotherapy, Reiki, sound meditation, and ancestral clearing and DNA healing. So the main problems that mums face with their child's mental health include parents aren't trained in knowing what to do to help their kids with emotional experiences. Most parents just do what either worked for them as a kid or avoid doing what didn't work for them. Our personal experience can be completely different to what works. The 3 common mistakes that prevent kids from being happy more often and the solutions include thinking that your child will work it out for themselves and that facing adversity, stress, bullying and disappointment is all just part of growing up. The second mistake is trying to distract your child from their feelings through the next toy, TV show, video game. And the third is thinking that traditional therapy with a psychologist or counsellor might be the answer and not wanting your child to feel the stigma of this. The solutions are emotional mindset and emotional regulation tools, meditation and quiet relaxation, physical movement, breath, and fun play-based learning, and of course, a connection to nature. Imagine your child as a happy, resilient, and confident, intuitive adult, knowing that you provided them with every skill that required them to be a responsible and caring person, and a better environmental health due to thoughtful and passionate world changes. How to succeed at raising happy and healthy kids. Having a proven program that will create healthy habits that will ensure success. Having the right mentor that mirrors your values to instill knowledge and daily practices. A connection to the natural environment that will span generations. And clear, mutual, authentic communication. The decisions that are needed to be successful are quite simple, really. Is your child's wellness your greatest priority? Commitment and deciding to act now and not wait to see your child struggling. In 2015, there was a national study by Young Minds Matter by Telethon Institute showed that anxiety disorders and major depressive disorder are the second and third most common mental health disorders in Australia, experienced by 6.9 and 2.8 of young people respectively. Both are influenced by genetic vulnerability and severe life stresses. Yoga has been proven to increase serotonin and decrease cortisol. This is why offering kids yoga has such a profound positive impact on their emotional well-being. You may be thinking, my child tried kids yoga, but it had no impact. Now, there are a couple of reasons that this may have happened. Either the yogi wasn't the right fit for your family, maybe they had lost the passion for teaching, or maybe they weren't confident in the program that they were providing. It could be that the program itself was not fun, adventurous, educational, or centered around natural, play-based learning. Or finally, you may have only committed to a one-off class or workshop. Therefore, you are not able to see the long-term effects that consistent children's yoga provides kids. First secret is healing power of yoga and nature. I want to tell you a little story. My friend's 8-year-old son was coming home from school and escaping from unresolved feelings created by bullying and falling behind at school by playing computer games, surfing the net, while he was meant to be doing his schoolwork on his digital devices. He'd gotten so used to doing everything on his devices that he had forgotten to connect to the natural environment. After doing our Connecting to Nature program once a week for a term, he was choosing to play outdoors more frequently, have more open communication with his family. He was more confident and unfazed by his peers' opinions. And his parents were thrilled at the next parent-teacher interview, where his teacher informed them his schoolwork and attitude had greatly improved. So what needed to change? Well, the change came when his mum decided that the solution would require patience, consistency, with regard to being exposed to a healthy modality that encompasses physical movement, breathing, mindfulness, songs encouraging him to have a vocal release, stories, games which encourage teamwork and problem solving, and even memory recall, co-creation and collaboration, meditation, relaxation, natural play-based learning, and a positive mindset skills. She committed to a term program, then a one-off workshop. That was when she finally began to see the real improvements in her son's choices. So one of the biggest common mistakes is that parents can go into just wanting to have a reaction mindset. So if their child starts to have emotional dysregulation, that's when they'll do something, rather than having a proactive approach. So don't wait until your child is showing signs of anxiety, depression, or a traumatic experience has occurred to seek out emotional regulation tools. You may be thinking, this is great for the time that the class runs, but what about when it's finished? And how do the benefits flow on? Well, the good news is, like the boy I just mentioned, the longer he was exposed to a holistic approach and the consistency he implemented his newfound skills, it had improved his daily life, even years later. There is scientific proof that it takes about 3 to 5 months, depending on the complexity of the new behaviour, for neural pathways to be formed in adults when a new habit is practiced frequently. This time frame is less in children, as there is more flexibility in the makeup of the biology of the neural tissue. The second secret is to change your own inner voice. Another story is from a mum of one of our 6-year-old clients. During her initial call, she was telling me that her son couldn't sit still, would disrupt others, wasn't a team player, wouldn't collaborate and co-create, that his medical issues would limit him, and that his dad thought that yoga was a girls' activity. Despite all of her concerns, she chose to book him in to a farm growth yoga workshop. He chose to participate in every section of the class. He even created one of the most captivating stories that was a favourite of all the other students on the day. Her greatest mistake was having the mindset of, my child can't because of, and this needed to be changed. Often as mums, we can let our own fears or beliefs take over our decision-making process. This often happens subconsciously, and we aren't even aware of it. We even say things about our beliefs in front of our kids who can hear it, and often it turns into their belief system as well. In this case, the child just needed the opportunity to try a new activity to discover whether it was the right fit for him. Some common mistakes include feeling our own discomfort and having that discomfort trigger our own fears. Then our fears turn into excuses and inaction. Our inaction then becomes barriers to our own kids' growth. You may be thinking, how do I get past this discomfort and fear? By listening to your own intuition and taking action despite the fear. As mentioned earlier, it can take up to 500 goes or 3 to 5 months of continuously practicing something before the neural pathway has the new skill cemented in place. So by acting when you feel fearful, you keep doing that. You're going to open up opportunities for your kids and also for yourself. The third secret is to have an assertive mindset. So an old work colleague approached me wanting to find a wellness activity for her 4-year-old daughter. I went into the details about our program, and she knew it was the right fit for her daughter. And she knew I was the right mentor to deliver it. However, the week before having to commit to a term program, she almost sabotaged her daughter's opportunity by saying, "My 4-year-old is the youngest of the family and I just can't find the time to get there." The next time we spoke, a day before the deadline, she found the time, but not the money. Once I identified what was going on with her excuses, I was able to have a conversation which led to her daughter doing the Connecting to Nature 8-week online program on a payment plan. She was so grateful that she decided to stop making excuses and became assertive. As her daughter was calmer, more relaxed, and more flexible physically, emotionally from then on. Some of the common mistakes we can have is the lack of communication due to feelings of shame or guilt, the fear to overcome challenges, forgetting our real top priorities, and waiting for the perfect moment to act. You may be thinking, "You just don't understand, I just can't commit to this." I have 3 main questions I ask people when I hear this. What is your greatest priority in life? Is money just a transfer of energy, and can more be gained? Do you want to place your energy into your biggest priority of your life? If your greatest priority in life isn't your child's health and happiness, then this just isn't the right fit for you. The key to creating happy, resilient, and intuitive kids that are connected to nature is an acronym called FARM. So what does FARM stand for? Well, the F in FARM stands for fun. Fun, intentional, play-based learning is where an adult provides intentionally prepared, fun environment or program where children learn the skills to be successful in school and in life. The importance of this is that fun, play-based learning has been proven by many studies to be the most effective tool for child development in all aspects: social, emotional, physical, cognitive, and language development. The A in FARM stands for adventures. Adventurous, natural play-based learning is taking inspiration from the Australian natural environment to create weekly themes, games, songs, and stories which instill morals, and games that provide excitement to optimize growth, knowledge, and entertainment. It creates connection to children's positive adventures of the natural environment and uses them as inspiration to spark the individual child's imagination to help co-create new stories and games to share with their peers. The R in FARM stands for raising. Raising mindset is a skill that is learnt. It's not just something that we are born with, although the desire for self-improvement exists in us all despite our age. And if our needs are met, we are able to achieve a state of self-awareness through spiritual discipline. The importance of this state of wellness is that it can reduce limitations, change beliefs that no longer serve the child, and make them more resilient to the effects of trauma or unpleasant external influences. The M in FARM stands for mindset. Mindset is that inner voice that we all carry within us each day. A positive mindset is an optimistic approach, focusing on attributes like gratitude, personal responsibility, self-care, problem-solving, and discipline. The importance of a positive mindset skills is that for children that these skills and positive self-talk will be with them for the rest of their lives. Now, I just want to share with you one of my most passionate case studies. And my friend's 7-year-old daughter, Lily, was self-conscious, had self-doubt, was in competition with her peers, and was concerned about her friends' opinions. Some examples of her statements when she got home from school would include, "My friend can do the splits. I'll never be able to do them as good as her." Or, "Sometimes my friends call me crazy and dumb when I'm playing silly with my other friends." Am I crazy and dumb, Mum? During the Farm Growth online program, we worked on the skills to raise her mindset, leadership and problem-solving skills through fun adventures that connected her to nature. It's been 3 months after completing the Farm Growth online program. She now comes home saying, "Mum, look at how close I am to doing the splits. I'm practicing every day and I'm getting closer." Or, "Sometimes my friends use hurtful words as jokes, so now I tell my friends that those words hurt me. Then they say sorry and we're friends again," and run around being silly. One day at school, after witnessing her friends being mean to each other, Lily spoke up saying, "I don't want to be friends with someone who would say mean things about another person. If we all can't play together, then let's create a roster. On Monday, I'll play with friend number 1. On Tuesday, I will play with friend number 2. What great examples of leadership and problem-solving skills that she had adapted from the Farm Online Growth Program. Now you may be thinking, "But my child is different." The beauty is that I accept kids are their own individual personalities. They have their good days and their bad days. I will request boundaries for mutual respect for their peers and myself. However, I do not expect them to participate in every section of the class. After all, some days we're so full of energy and some days we need a little bit of rest and relaxation ourselves. Subconsciously, they are being exposed to lifelong skills to support wellness and appreciation and respect for the environment. Imagine the savings you'll make. After investing in an 8-week program, your kids will have lifelong skills that they will have free access to for the rest of their lives, as nature is accessible at any time. Same with yoga. Once you know the fundamentals, it can be done at any time, anywhere, and will cost no money. In 2015 to 2016, the average Australian was spending $6,000 per person on health. Imagine spending a small fraction of that on a proven program that will improve your child's holistic health and save you and them thousands of money in the future. Is it all right with you if I show you our programs and how they help kids? Bush Kids Yoga, Connecting to Nature, and Farm Growth 8-week programs. What you get are 8 30-minute weekly classes, a choice of natural or farm-themed programs, a bonus video when purchasing a 8-week program in full upfront, and access to support in a private group. Plus, you get a bring a friend for free class as well. Some people think, "My child is fine, I'll deal with it if or when they need assistance." The only problem with that is many parents never find out if their child has gone through trauma. Isn't it better to be safe than sorry? If all this did was have your child use healthy emotional regulation skills and become connected to nature 75% of the time, would the program be worth it? What about 50% of the time? Still worth it? What if it prevented your child from having emotional dysregulation in the future? Would it be worth it to you? I know it is for me. So if you book a call with us today, you get the first bonus, which is a free online trial class to see if this is the right fit for your family. Our second bonus is that you get free access to a community of like-minded families with advice, tips, tricks to support emotional regulation of your kids from our team 24/7. And if you book a call today only, you're also eligible for bonus number 3, which is access to our most popular class via a video that you can play at your own convenience, worth $70. Now you have 2 choices. You can choose to book a call today to see if a Bush Kids yoga program will suit your family, or you can choose to take on the task of creating a happy, resilient, and intuitive child yourself. And I do wish you all the best if this is the path you want to go. It is the most rewarding role in a child's life, giving them the foundations for a happy and healthy life. Book a call now to see if you're ready to commit to creating a happy and healthy child.